You've heard of rotating crops, adding compost, and maybe even using green manures. But what if one of the most powerful tools for soil revitalization has been right under your nose, masquerading as a popular health food? Prepare to have your gardening assumptions challenged as we reveal how a humble grain can become your garden's greatest ally, turning barren patches into bountiful havens. Every dedicated gardener has faced that heartbreaking moment when, despite your best efforts, your garden beds seem to be fighting against you. The telltale signs are unmistakable: vegetables that produce lackluster harvests, soil that forms a concrete-like crust after every rain, and plants that seem to struggle no matter how much you water or fertilize them. These symptoms point to a deeper issue that many gardeners overlook: soil depletion. Traditional approaches to soil improvement often focus on quick fixes, adding synthetic fertilizers for immediate nutrient boosts or dumping bags of compost without addressing the underlying structural problems. While these methods provide temporary relief, they're like putting a bandage on a wound that needs surgery. Your soil isn't just hungry for nutrients, it's gasping for life, structure, and the complex biological networks that make truly fertile soil possible. The reality is that most garden soils have been stripped of their natural vitality through years of intensive cultivation, chemical treatments, and the absence of diverse plant communities that would naturally replenish and protect the soil ecosystem. This is where cover crops enter the picture as nature's own soil rehabilitation specialists, working around the clock to rebuild what years of conventional gardening may have inadvertently destroyed. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. While most gardeners reach for traditional cover crops like crimson clover or winter rye, there's a remarkable plant that combines the soil-building power of conventional cover crops with unique advantages that most gardeners have never considered: quinoa. Yes, the same superfood grain that's become a staple in health-conscious kitchens worldwide doubles as one of nature's most effective soil revitalizers. Quinoa's secret lies in its extraordinary root system, which can penetrate compacted soil layers that defeat many other plants. These robust roots don't just push through hard soil, they actually create channels that improve drainage and aeration, essentially performing natural tillage without the mechanical disruption that can damage soil structure. The root system extends both deep and wide, reaching nutrients that shallow-rooted crops can't access and bringing them up to benefit future plantings. What makes quinoa particularly exciting as a cover crop is its remarkable adaptability and rapid growth cycle. Unlike some cover crops that require specific planting windows or struggle in challenging conditions, quinoa thrives in a wide range of temperatures and soil types. It can establish quickly, providing soil coverage and weed suppression in just a few weeks, making it perfect for those shorter growing windows when you need maximum impact in minimum time. The magic happens both above and below ground as quinoa works its transformative effects on your soil. As a member of the amaranth family, quinoa is naturally efficient at capturing atmospheric nitrogen and cycling nutrients within the soil ecosystem. Its leaves and stems are rich in essential minerals, including potassium, phosphorus, and trace elements that slowly release as the plant material decomposes, creating a steady supply of nutrition for your future crops. But quinoa's benefits extend far beyond simple nutrient cycling. The dense canopy that quinoa creates serves as a living mulch, suppressing weeds naturally while protecting the soil surface from erosion and temperature extremes. This protective cover maintains soil moisture more effectively than bare ground, reducing your irrigation needs and creating the stable conditions that beneficial soil microorganisms need to thrive. Perhaps most importantly, quinoa supports and enhances the complex web of soil life that transforms ordinary dirt into living soil. The plant's root exudates feed beneficial bacteria and fungi, while the eventual decomposition of the plant material provides food for earthworms and other soil organisms. This biological activity improves soil structure, creates stable aggregates that resist compaction, and establishes the foundation for long-term soil health that will benefit your garden for seasons to come. Successfully establishing quinoa as a cover crop requires attention to timing and technique, but the process is refreshingly straightforward. The ideal planting window for most regions falls in late summer to early fall, typically between mid-August and early September, which makes this the perfect time to start planning your soil revitalization project. Quinoa prefers cooler growing conditions and can tolerate light frosts, making it an excellent choice for extending your growing season while improving your soil. Prepare your planting area by removing any existing vegetation and lightly cultivating the soil surface. You don't need deep tillage, as quinoa's vigorous roots will handle the deeper work for you. Broadcast the seeds at a rate of approximately 2 to 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet, then lightly rake them into the soil surface. The seeds need good soil contact to germinate successfully, but avoid burying them too deeply as they're relatively small and need adequate light to sprout. Water the seeded area gently but thoroughly, maintaining consistent moisture until germination occurs, typically within 5 to 10 days under favorable conditions. Once established, quinoa is remarkably drought-tolerant, but consistent moisture during the establishment phase ensures even germination and vigorous early growth. As the plants mature, you'll notice their distinctive broad leaves and eventual seed heads forming. This is exactly what you want to see as the plant reaches its peak biomass production. The termination of your quinoa cover crop is as important as its establishment. For maximum soil building benefits, allow the plants to reach full maturity before termination, typically after the first hard frost kills the above-ground portion naturally. At this point, you can either chop the plant material and leave it as surface mulch, or lightly incorporate it into the top few inches of soil. The decomposing quinoa will continue releasing nutrients and feeding soil organisms throughout the winter, preparing your beds for an exceptional growing season the following spring. The transformation that occurs in garden beds treated with quinoa cover cropping is nothing short of remarkable. Gardeners consistently report dramatic improvements in soil structure, with previously compacted clay soils becoming friable and well-draining, while sandy soils gain better water retention and fertility. The biological activity in quinoa-treated soils increases significantly, creating the kind of rich, dark, crumbly soil that every gardener dreams of achieving. The benefits extend far beyond soil improvement. Gardens that incorporate quinoa cover cropping often see reduced pest and disease pressure in subsequent growing seasons, as the improved soil health creates stronger, more resilient plants, naturally equipped to handle environmental stresses. The diverse soil ecosystem fostered by quinoa also supports beneficial insects and creates more balanced garden ecology overall. As you experience the transformative power of quinoa as a cover crop, consider expanding your soil building toolkit with other beneficial cover crops suited to different seasons and garden needs. Winter rye can provide excellent erosion control and organic matter, while leguminous cover crops like crimson clover can add significant nitrogen to your soil system. The key is developing a diverse rotation that keeps your soil covered and actively improving throughout the year. Your journey towards soil revitalization doesn't end with quinoa. It begins there. Each season offers new opportunities to build soil health, support beneficial organisms, and create the foundation for abundant harvests that reflect the care you've invested in your garden's most precious resource: living soil. Don't keep this soil building secret to yourself. Subscribe to the Living Soil Lab for more innovative gardening techniques that transform ordinary gardens into extraordinary growing spaces. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to revolutionize their soil health, and let us know in the comments how quinoa cover cropping works in your garden. Together, we're building a community of gardeners committed to nurturing the living soil that nurtures us all.